Hello fans and friends, welcome to another video. My name's Keir Smith. For today's video I'd like to talk about the Rolling Stones' Beggars Banquet album from 1968, and I'm asking the question, do you think this was their first masterpiece? This copy is the 2002 DSD remaster with the alternative front cover. This was the original front cover that the Rolling Stones wanted for the Beggars Banquet album, but it was vetoed by the record company. The original album cover looks like this, but I think this makes a much better album cover in all of its dirty, sleazy glory. Beggars Banquet was a transitional album for the Rolling Stones in some ways, because up to that point Brian Jones had always been seen as the leader of the Rolling Stones. But his influence on the band began to wane due to substance abuse, mood swings, and the little fact that his girlfriend Anita Pallenberg was leaving him for, of all people, Keith Richards. And as Jones's life sadly spiralled out of control, Jagger and Richards took a stranglehold over the band and their musical direction. And with Beggars Banquet, it sounds like the Stones had rediscovered their groove, returning to country, blues and rock. The band had moved on from the light and breezy whimsical offerings on Between the Buttons, and they'd gone through their psychedelic phase on Their Satanic Majesty's Request. Of course there were good moments on both of those albums, and I like those albums, but with Beggars Banquet it sounds like a more authentic representation of what the Rolling Stones wanted to be and sound like as a band. So I'll go through the album now, track by track. There's 10 tracks on the album, 5 on each side for vinyl lovers, and of course side 1 opens with the wild and daring Sympathy for the Devil. This is a brilliant and most original song, a masterwork, no two ways about it. If you look back to when Beggars Banquet was released in December 1968, up to that point, nothing sounded like Sympathy for the Devil. It's a musical feast, or banquet, set to a clattering samba rhythm. The percussion on this is fantastic throughout. The rhythmic piano, the bouncing bass line, the ooh-oohs, the short, frazzled guitar licks, and of course, Jagger's falsetto yelps. Not only is this a Stones classic, it's an all-time rock classic. The Rolling Stones really hit top form with this song. What a great title, Sympathy for the Devil. And what a great opening line. Please allow me to introduce myself. I'm a man of wealth and taste. Up next is No Expectations, and this is a sad country blues song. Sad lonely boy on a train. It's a well-worn blues theme. I quite like the acoustic guitar that drives the song, and Brian Jones plays this mournful slide part that suits the song well. And session musician Nicky Hopkins' plaintive piano gives the song a little bit extra, but I'm always slightly bored when I listen to this song, I must say. Dear Doctor is next, and this is much better, I'm pleased to say. There's a strong country feel to this song, a little bit corny, but in a good way. Dear Doctor, please help me, I'm damaged. There's a pain where there once was a heart. This is up-tempo, a good story song about a wedding that never was due to an affair. I really like the harmonica that chirps away throughout the song, but I really dig that country twang in Jagger and Richards' shared vocal. Even better is the next song, Parachute Woman. Take me for a ride, land on me tonight. The Stones get saucy. It's got a good little riff. Charlie holds a rock steady beat, again good harmonica throughout, nice slide guitar playing, and Jagger sings it with style and swagger. I only wish the song went on a little bit longer. I really like Parachute Woman. The last song on the first side is Jigsaw Puzzle. The lyrics to this song are quite interesting. They speak of misfits and outlaws in this rather mad, chaotic world. And then you've got this person who's sat on the floor doing this jigsaw puzzle as if to ignore all of the madness that surrounds him. Or maybe he's trying to piece it all together. Musically, Charlie plays a good shuffling rhythm, nice acoustic guitars, slide guitar again, both played by Keith, I believe. Brian Jones plays that whining, whistling mellotron, which is mildly interesting. But at over 6 minutes long, this song often fails to hold my attention. I don't dislike this song, but I can't say I'm a big fan of it either. After some 20 odd years of listening to Beggars Banquet, I'm still on the fence with Jigsaw Puzzle. Side 2 opens with the brilliant Street Fighting Man. This is a great song, another Stones classic, and another rock solid Charlie backbeat with a great driving riff from Keith that propels the song and it never really lets up. I love Jagger's vocal here, and I really like that lyric, "My name is called Disturbance." I really like Bill Wyman's descending bass line at the end of the chorus, and all in all, this is a perfect rock and roll song. Up next is a cover version, a song called Prodigal Son, written by Reverend Wilkins. And this is a good little story song about the prodigal son. You know the story. The son takes his father's bread and goes off down the road into the big bad world. He struggles to make ends meet on his own and soon returns to his father, who forgives him. Jagger's singing is great. He sings it in this deep, low register, and Keith plays some really stylish acoustic guitar. The Stones seem to do this material effortlessly, and I really enjoy Prodigal Son. Up next is, for me, the best song on the album, Stray Cat Blues. Now, if the Stones were getting saucy on Parachute Woman, then they were downright sleazy on Stray Cat Blues. It's positively lecherous, with lyrics like, "You look so weird and you're so far from home. I bet you really miss your mother." But this is a seriously cool groove. Charlie's drumming, the ascending piano, Jagger's languid drawl in the verses. But the song builds and soars into the chorus, and Jagger switches his vocal style effortlessly to brilliant effect. And Keith's guitars are so good throughout this track. They're buried low in the mix, but if you care to follow every delicious lick that he plays, it's some of his best work. Charlie plays some great drum fills on the outro, and there's further flashes and flourishes from Keith's superb guitar. I love this song so much. For want of a better expression, it's got balls. Stray Cat Blues, 10 out of 10. The penultimate track on the album is Factory Girl, and this is a bit of a Celtic jig. It's got a great opening riff, and Jagger does that thing where he twists and shapes his vocal to suit the song. He does that so well. And this song has some really interesting instrumentation going on. You've got session players Rocky Dion playing conga drums and Dave Mason from Traffic playing mandolin. And Charlie Watts is playing the tabla with sticks as opposed to hands. But it all meshes together really well, and I really enjoy Factory Girl. And I really like the lyrics to this song too. It's a charming little story about a guy waiting for his girl to finish her shift at the factory in the rain. And the final track on the album is Salt of the Earth, the Rolling Stones' ode to the working class. Let's drink to the hard-working people. Spare a thought for the common foot soldier and his back-breaking work. There's great lyrics throughout this song, and musically, again, it's acoustic, piano, slide guitar, all beautifully played, of course. But then the song shifts tempo and really picks up pace towards the end of the song. And we get the LA Watts Street Choir come in, and they certainly lift the song up and give the song and the album that grand finale. And I always think that Salt of the Earth is the precursor to You Can't Always Get What You Want. But in its own right, Salt of the Earth is a really good song. I really enjoy it, and it closes the Beggars Banquet album in style. I really like Beggars Banquet as an album. I think it's a cohesive body of work, and it hangs together really well. The Stones mesh folk, country, blues and rock superbly here. But having said that, going back to the question that I asked at the start of the video, was this the Rolling Stones' first masterpiece? For me, I don't think so. It falls short, and I can't quite put it into that masterpiece category. Side 1 is a bit patchy for me, with songs like No Expectations and jigsaw puzzle. One could argue that songs like Dear Doctor and Factory Girl are lightweight material, although I really like those songs. But I certainly think that Beggars Banquet was by far the best Stones album up to that point in their career. There's no doubt that Beggars Banquet is a much loved Rolling Stones album. Is it a masterpiece? I say not, but that is merely my opinion, and I'd love to know yours. So let me know what you think of the album. What are your favourite and least favourite songs on Beggars Banquet? Please leave your thoughts in the comments section below. Please give the video the thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Please subscribe to the channel. There'll be lots more to come. Thanks as always for watching. See you next time.